This video is sponsored by Bityard. With over 400 cryptocurrencies to choose from on their spot exchange, dozens of USDT pairs for futures trading, perpetual coin futures, trade commodities like gold, silver and oil, Forex, and major indices like Nasdaq. You can buy crypto from Bityard with over 50 different fiat currencies using Visa, MasterCard, Google or Apple Pay. If you like, you can use their copy trade facility, follow other traders who will execute trades on your behalf, or become a copy trader yourself. So if you want a bit of that, click the link in the description. Hello everybody, welcome back. So we're going to have a quick look at XRP. So we've been monitoring this giant consolidation pattern for, well, at least 6 months. It's been going on for longer than that. And I was talking about how we've got a potential setup for an epic move all the way up to above $2.10. And this is where the futures trading comes in. And this is, I suppose this is the thing we've been looking at for a little while now. And people always ask me, is it time to do the trade? Shall I do the, shall I press the long button or, And I'm saying, look, no, we're looking at this on a much bigger picture here. What we're looking at is a setup for which we can take advantage of it once the criteria is met. And right now what we're looking at is a perfect example of why we wait. This is why I make such few futures trades, especially when it comes to XRP, but generally speaking, there's such few, because really, for me, family man, got all this stuff going on, sitting around pressing trades and stuff. I have to create the setup in advance and then wait for that criteria to get met. As we can see, perfect rejection so far on this weekly from this descending trend line, which is effectively a continuation of the consolidation. What we were looking for, and what we still are looking for, because again, the situation is still exactly the same as it has been for, well, over a year really, best part of a year, which is that we're waiting for this to break out of this. This is a descending triangle, which is effectively a consolidation pattern, and then when the consolidation is over, what we'll be looking for would be a breakout of here and then a retest of a moving average of significance. The one that I would prefer would be your 200 exponential moving average, which again is just floating around the resistance trend line, which is this is why the setup is distinctly powerful if and when it plays, and it will play one day. I mean, we look back in time. This is the time when it played massively before. We had a huge consolidation, broke out, and then effectively the rest is history. People like to slag XRP off, but when for those with the patience of it, it's a highly tradable coin, which is why I have so much of it, because it's so easy to trade it. You just got to have the patience, and so the situation is exactly the same as before. Now, for spot traders, this is a bit of a problem. And me personally, I wouldn't be looking to buy any more XRP. I bought all my XRP down here, and not going to be buying any more. But if I guess if it depends on how big your balls are, isn't it? Which is what I always say. How big are your balls? Are they medium sized and reasonably tender, like a normal ball is, like mine? Which would be, if you wanted to get involved in it, you get involved when it's particularly juicy and ready for a decent setup, which would effectively be breaking outside of the descending trend line. If they're a little bit hardened, you've got some callus and on those testicles of yours, you could buy down at these support zones here. And again, this is a support box. It's held relatively well, provided we don't go into a huge, massive bear market. We would be looking for really decent buying opportunities between 55 cents and 65 cents, really. So not a great deal difference. Now remember, from a spot trader's perspective, XRP isn't really the greatest thing you've ever seen in your entire life, really. Let's face it. I mean, when we make trades like we have done on the channel for all these other things that have done really, really massive returns from our entry points, we look at what this has done since the entry point, and although being up and being quite good from a, I suppose, if you're trading any normal assets, it's pretty decent returns. But for crypto, it's not really, is it? But like I always say, this is a tradable chart. When it moves very fast, and it doesn't move just out of the blue. It moves because of setups, and so for the moment we're still waiting on that setup, and at the moment this is why we wait. And this is exactly what I've been trying to put across on the live streams and things, and in the videos that I've made about this, which is that I'm not speaking particularly about spot trading. Although from a risk to reward basis, like I say, for those with the big balls, we could be looking for a further 26-27% retrace before that area is tested, and maybe we bounce from there again, and maybe that's the bounce that leads us up to break out. That's speculation, obviously, to the max. What we'd be looking for, obviously, is the same as we've been expecting, the same we've been waiting for, would be for the breakout of here, a retest of the $1.05, $1.06 area, and a come back down to revisit its best friend, being the 200 exponential. So, yeah, like I say, this is exactly why we wait. Now, just like all altcoins, we're at the mercy of Bitcoin, XRP very much so. I think the last time we did a live stream, we looked at it, or the time before that, we recognised that the Bitcoin pair, the XRP to Bitcoin pair, was breaking down. So it did sort of show that, to be honest with you, it's probably going to get hurt more than Bitcoin if Bitcoin pulls back. So far it's doing that. We've now got our death cross on the 4 hourly. Again, it's a little bit ahead of Bitcoin itself. So it's not looking particularly strong, I have to say. In fact, it's quite the opposite of strong. It's weak. Bullish divergence brewing on the 4 hourly, just like everything else, suggesting that we do want to come back down to get another drive of this if we can get it. Might not be able to get it though, I think, with this kind of setup. So it's going to move with Bitcoin, like all these altcoins are doing. This is what I've been saying this entire time. We're not in an alt season. We've never been in an alt season. Not this year. We've got alt rallies determined by Bitcoin's strength. Recognizing that helps you allocate, risk in your portfolio appropriately. For me, the Bitcoin is the main driver of all of this, so having the biggest Bitcoin position is always the best. And for me, that's always the way, because Bitcoin's effectively my trading pair for the most part. So again, yeah, we're coming down. That's what we're going to do. We're going to come down. We've got a rejection from there. It's very clear on the weekly. We can see exactly what's going on here. And again, just to reiterate, this is why we wait. We don't pull triggers on longs, not when we've got such a good setup here, which this remains the setup. The setup remains the same. All we're doing now is going to have to wait a little longer for that. But the setup is exactly the same, and actually the lower we go before we break out of this, because eventually it'll break out one day, the lower we go before we break out of this, the better, because the bigger and more aggressive the move. And that's, again, very much the same deal. We're going to be pressing that long button when the time is right. But this is exactly why we wait. Now, one other thing could change this. XRP could win its court case. People will just go crazy. Oh, buy! We've got to buy it! They won! I don't know what it means, but it means something good. And everyone just presses the buy button. Yeah, that would change. That can't be determined on this chart. But as far as the chart is concerned, it's very crisp and very clear. And if there's anything about XRP that we can take home, is that it is crisp and clear, and that's what we like about it. Look, this here reminds me a little bit of this bit here. We did break out a little bit on, I think maybe on a 4 hourly or something, and it went crazy all the way up, and then it couldn't take it, and then obviously we had the March crash. We're getting those kind of vibes here. Look, we're breaking out of the channel, and we're whoa. We're breaking out of the channel, and we're whoa. This is why we have to have setups with an invalidation criteria, and the safest would be what I said, which is the breakout, move up, preferably up to here. Don't FOMO, be patient, wait for the retest of the 200 exponential, and then go for it. So XRP still looking good for a potential setup, which is what it always has been. This is a futures trader's delight, I have to say. XRP is excellent for futures trading, which is why I have such an inordinate amount of it, because I've just been doing it on coin futures on Bybit for, well, years now, making the most of pretty much all of these, all of these big pumps, and I will continue to do that. My bag of XRP is so heavy now, you can barely lift it. And it's not because I absolutely love XRP. I mean, it's a ridiculous amount that I've got, but it's because of the way that these setups lead to such large moves. We are in the making of another one of these setups, although that setup unfortunately doesn't look like it's going to come around the corner anytime soon, but it's still valid. So yeah, glad we waited. Like I say, glad we waited. All those DMs, I keep telling them, just refer back to that video I said about it. We're not talking about longing now. We're waiting for the setup to be met, and it will get met one day, and it will yield excellent returns. And I will no doubt end up with even more XRP. just because that's just the nature of it. I don't do USDT trades on it. I just end up having tons and tons and tons of XRP. Call me mad, that's just the way it goes. Right, I'm going to leave it with you there, just because I keep getting DMs about it. Shall I press long? Shall I press long? No. Don't long. I mean, you do what you want. You do what you want. Me personally, you see what it is. This is basically exactly the same video as I made before, and this is a rejection from the trend line. So this is why we have to wait for us to break out of here and ideally go up to here and come down to retest it and go. Simple as that. So hopefully there'll be no more DMs on XRP for about 5 or 6 minutes. Just refer back to this video or the previous one. They're both exactly the same. Suggesting we have to wait and be patient, and good things come to those who wait. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.
Pas en pite.